Alright, well, I guess I'm going to be doing my predictions for the knockout phase of the Euro 2012 footy tournament over there in Poland in the Ukraine this summer. But I also do something a little bit different today. I've actually enlisted the aid of a very, very famous individual, none other than Paul the Octopus. As you can see here, he has been resurrected from the dead in Christmas ornament form. He will be helping me decide these games. Alright, so here we go. First round of the knockout phase. Game number one, we got the Czech Republic taking on Portugal. This should be a really interesting matchup. I think both of these teams play very similarly. Their offenses are pretty decent, but I think their defense and their goalkeeping are particularly lackluster compared to some other teams in play. If I had to go with one, I just have a feeling that Portugal is a better defensive unit, so I think they will end up defeating the Czechs. But before we make anything official, we have to go to Paul to make the decision for us. Oh, and what do you know? He's also picking Portugal. So, yeah, Portugal, our first advancing team. Which brings us to Spain versus France. Spain has been far and away, excuse me, I'm American, far and away the most impressive team in Euro play so far this summer. France just barely got into the tournament. Well, not into the tournament, they barely made it past the Group D phase. Really, this one is pretty much a foregone conclusion. France, they might get a goal or two, but I don't think it's enough to overcome Spain, who are at this point the tournament favorite. I think they easily go through France, which leads us to a border war between Portugal and Spain in semifinals, which should be very interesting. We got Germany against Greece. I don't think there's really much to this one. Germany's just an overall better team. Better offensively, better defensively, better strikers, better goalkeeping. It's pretty much a foregone conclusion here as well. I think Germany runs over Greece with very, very few problems. When it comes to England and Italy, this is the one where I think it's probably the most reasonable to assume there is an upset in the midst. England did play moderately okay so far in the tournament. I believe they are the favorites over Italy, but I just have a feeling. I've got a hunch that the Brits will do what they always do when it comes time to show what they've got. And I've just got a feeling that Italy's going to pull off the upset here. This will probably be one of those games that goes into extra time. But at the end of the day, I just think Italy will pull off the upset here and beat the heavily favored English footy squad. So here we come to the semifinals. We got Portugal against Spain. I almost want to give Portugal the upset here, but I think Spain is just really it's an offensive juggernaut. There's no other way to put it. These guys can put balls in the net, and they have outstanding goalkeeping. I think Portugal can make this a very interesting game and keep it very, very close, maybe require extra time to actually determine a victor here, but it's just unwise to root against Spain. So I have them barely edging by Portugal as they head off into the Euro 2012 finals. Germany and Italy, we got a battle of the Axis powers here. That's one thing I love about European football. You got to dredge up all these World War II stereotypes and take up all these 70-year-old hostilities. It's always fun and entertaining, as the Yank that I am, to ridicule these things. Man, I almost want to push the button and say we're going to have Italy winning this one. Once again, as with the Portugal and Spain matchup, I think it's going to be very, very close. But at the end of the day, I just don't see how Italy can really be considered a favorite here. There's always the possibility of an upset, but I just think that the German squad is just way too loaded up on offensive firepower. Huh. Germany and firepower. Imagine that. All right, so that obviously brings us to Spain against Germany in the 2012 Euro Finals. Clearly, these are the two best teams in the tournament. They're number one, number two in terms of offense and defense so far in tournament play. And Spain won the whole shebang back in 2008. And honestly, I think this will be a pretty interesting matchup. But at the end of the day, I think Spain is just way too dominant. Their defense is just absolutely killer. And Germany, you know, as good as they are on the offense, I just have that nagging feeling that they're going to come up short again, just like they did in 1945. So, yeah, I'm predicting Spain, but as we all know, what I think is not important. What is important is what Paul thinks. So, Paul. Oh, well, there you go. Paul, he has picked Spain to win the Euro 2012 tournament. So there you go. My modest, humble opinion over here in the United States of America. I think that when it's all said and done, our 2012 Euro champions will be Spain again. Isn't that right, Paul?